What? What the hell? Why are you all booing me? I'm right! Today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while. Whenever I have a thought, I have to tell the world about it, even though not a lot of people watch me. Now, for those who don't know, I stream on Twitch, and every week or so I try to think of new ideas to improve my Twitch, try to make it more fun, more engaging, more entertaining to people. I want my Twitch channel, like live streams, to be something like where people can go to have fun, interact, and hang out, and chill, and just be a great old time. You know, something that every small streamer should be doing so that they can grow, stand out, and be unique. And this is something I believe everyone should be trying to do every single week, or at least every day if you can. But I do want to say, I've seen a lot of other small channels that do the same thing, you know, have the same idea. And I have to say, there are some small streamers that are way better and way more fun to hang out around than giant streamers. Now, before everyone tries to massacre me, let me explain. Obviously, big streamers are big for a reason. I'm not trying to take any credit from them. What I'm trying to say is there are some small streamers that are really entertaining, really fun out there, and I promise you it's going to be way more fun time hanging out and like chatting with smaller streamers than it is bigger streamers. I don't want to throw shade on people, but I do want to explain what I mean. First, let's just talk about the whole environment. Now, at least for me, when I interact with the chat, I like to at least make comments and reply to people, you know, have a little fun, have a little banter. When you're in a channel that's like, let's say you got 100 viewers, you know, less than 200, somewhere around that number, it's really easy to interact with these people. You know, it's because there's not going to be a lot of people chatting. So it's pretty easy to see the whole chat, read it, and there's not too many messages flowing by. You can relatively like get an idea of what people are saying. You don't have to like focus on 1,000 messages being sent. You don't have to go fishing for comments. Now, as opposed to giant streamers, it's just fucking impossible. How can anyone even read the chat when it's literally going a million miles an hour, looking like a fucking machine gun being shot out from the bottom? And half the time, people's comments are not even that important. Have you guys seen XQC or Kai Cenat's Twitch chat? I kid you not, half the time they're not even speaking English. Half the time it's just one word being spammed over and over again, or just emotes being spammed. And again, that's perfectly fine. Everyone's allowed to do whatever they want. But if you want to go to a Twitch channel to have fun, interact, and hang out with people, don't go to bigger channels expecting that. You go to a smaller channel that has like 200, like anything less than 1,000, or probably less than a few hundred, really, you will get that experience. I'm just saying, to me, I think that's a way more fun experience than being in a chat where it's like and like 1,000 people are just typing like one-word messages. And hell, even if you're in a smaller chat, the chances of, or pretty much the odds of your comment being read by the Twitch streamer is like almost guaranteed. Next thing I want to talk about is also like Twitch streamers in general. If you were big on Twitch, you almost don't even need to try anymore. Now, again, I don't want to throw shade, but I'm gonna be honest, have you seen a lot of the big streamers? Half the time they'll just be playing the game, they'll have their camera up, they'll have like a number at the top of them, and then like a thing below saying thank you for following, thank you for subscribing. And that's it. Bro, I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen Twitch channels just not put any effort into their overlay, or like their display, or whatever you call it. I believe it's overlay. And like you go to these smaller channels and they all have like borders around their cameras. They got like decorations and colors and like little GIFs and animations playing and everything. Like these small streamers, they look like fun ass Twitch channels to actually look at and engage with, especially with the ones with VTubers or PNG tubers. I'm telling you, it's like art. You're just looking at art instead of just being like, hey guys, here's my Twitch, boom, game, thank you for subbing. Like smaller streamers, for example, they have this whole little animation and they pull out these whole cool things for like people who follow. It's like you're being celebrated, like, hell yeah, thank you for following, thank you for subbing. Now obviously, if it's gonna get to a point where it's like you can't just have that playing the entire time, and I understand why people do turn it off, and I understand why bigger streamers don't do that, but I'm just saying, if you want to have fun, look at something cool, and probably get your name plastered and actually it being shown and, you know, look cool and everything, I don't know, some people like that, then small streamers is where you want to go. Another thing that's related to the streamers is like the effort that they put in. Big streamers almost never need to try, and I know that's crazy to say, but hear me out. Smaller streamers are trying their hardest to be the best that they can be. They are actually fighting for the top ranks. They are fighting just to be on the front page. So they're doing everything possible. They're like doing these funny games, these funny challenges, these collaborations, these like compilations that they're making. They're doing what it takes to get up there. And to me, I think that's way more entertaining to see someone like do something crazy, you know, as opposed to most big streamers. They don't really need to do anything crazy. They've already made it. Now, of course, there are big streamers streamers who actually try to go above and beyond. Like Hisonet, he's a great streamer. He actually does try to like do cool and unique projects when he can. But just saying, there's some other streamers out there where it's like, yeah, we're just gonna play this game again. Hey guys, you like the same thing over and over again? No, we're not gonna change it up. We're not gonna mix it up. We're gonna do the same thing. Now, I'm not one to talk. I basically play the same 3 to 4 games every single week, but I do try to come up with ways to make things fun and engaging, and I do try to like think of new things to do. I don't want to make this about me. I really don't. I really want to make this about the smaller streamers that are trying their hardest to stand out. So I promise you, if you want to see something crazy, go to smaller streamers, and I promise you they're going to be doing some like wacky things, like maybe every time they die in a video game they take a drink, or like maybe there's some donation challenges. And speaking of which, why don't we actually just talk about the next point? Yeah, that's right, money. Get the money. There are a lot of big streamers out there, again, who's made it, and they really don't need to do much to get a lot of money. And before I even continue talking, guys, please do whatever you want with your money. I'm not trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't do with your money, but I'm just saying, if you actually want to support people who are trying to like make a living and like, you know, trying to make streaming their main job, I think it's better to just donate to the smaller streamers. That's just me, really. That's just my opinion. Now, of course, whenever bigger streamers are doing donations and like charity runs and all that, you should definitely donate to those. That's definitely really important. But like when it comes to like donations to like the streamer itself, think about it. Do you really think your millionaire streamer needs your money? Like, do you really think so? Don't you really think that that money could have been given to a smaller streamer who is trying hard, trying to do something impressive, trying their best, and trying to be entertaining? Don't you think they deserve, like, the donation more? I'm not trying to say who deserves money, who don't, and honestly, I can see this being a very controversial opinion, but I'm just saying there are a lot of streamers out there who don't really get a lot of money and deserve a lot more money. Don't want to call out any specific streamer. Excuse me, but I'm just saying, like, there's like a lot of streamers who don't deserve your money. It's not even fucking trying. Hell, do you know how many big streamers are out there using your donated money to gamble? I'm just saying. Let's just take a big streamer who makes thousands and thousands of dollars every day. Like, hell, even a fraction of that could fund like 2 to 3, maybe 4 streamers for their entire month's rent. It really makes that big of a difference. But like I said, please do not take this as stop donating to the rich people. People are allowed to do whatever they want with their own money, but I think your money is best deserved elsewhere. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to say big streamers don't deserve more money because they've made it. They obviously deserve like what they got. Like, they made it. They deserve to have that living. But you know, there's a thing as too much money. There's such a thing where people are getting too much money and like doing dumb shit with it. So maybe just think about, you know, should I give this, you know, $10 to the streamer that's making thousands every day, or should I give it to this little streamer that's providing me a lot of entertainment, you know, has a very good community, is actually trying to make it very fun to watch, you know? I'm just talking out of nowhere. That's actually really all I wanted to say. Just a little small rant on why I think smaller streamers deserve more attention than bigger streamers. I'm sure there's other videos just like this, and again, I don't want to make this about me. I really want to make this about smaller streamers in general. And yeah, that's all I really want to say. And to any big streamer that maybe watches this for any reason, please do not harm me. I am just joking. This was all parody. I didn't mean any of it. Wink, 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 nudge, nudge, nudge. Yeah, that's all I want to talk about today. Everyone, have a great rest of your day.